Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the Electric Metropolis video game tour. I'm Andy Stringer, also known as Corbinian. We're playing the game that you can hear. You've been hearing before. It is, in fact, the wrong thing. Hold on. This is Mochi Mochi. I just screwed up my screens. So there we go. Hello. Hi. So we're going to get that all started. And we're going to be playing that. We don't have much left for 100% completion. We have a few more levels yet. And we'll get that out of the way. Just gotta get myself sorted. Make sure everything's in the right places. Okay. We got most of the game finished. We have 3 levels left to get 100% completion in. We're gonna see about doing that. And let's get right to it. No time like the present. So how's everyone doing? I hope everyone's doing well. Enjoying their New Year's and so on. I am doing quite well myself. Just got done with an interview that you get to look forward to on the radio show. No? So, don't want to spoil, because I always like to surprise folk with it, but... Yes, I'm doing pretty well, and actually we just started. I already have the next one in the pipeline, ready to go later this week. So yeah, more interviews. Gonna be on the music show. I might think about doing some some of the interviews here on the Twitch channel. I'm not sure how I feel about that quite yet, because a lot of the ones I've been doing have been all the ones I've done, I should say, have been pre-recorded. That makes it easier for complying with radio regulations here in Canada, but also gives the artist some comfort in knowing that, hey, you know, if you say something odd or or whatever, or ask you a weird question, it's easy for me to just kind of just cut it. But I don't know. Might be. I wonder if there'd be any interest in doing interviews here as well. Other people have done it. I'm like, you know what? I can do that. Oh, I had it. So, I don't know. So, like, do part of the interview. The problem would be, now that I think of it, is that I'd have to do interviews, because the interviews I do for the radio show are no longer than, say, 10, 15 minutes. I think the longest I had was 20. And that's because I just lost track of time. That was my fault. But because in a radio show, I only have about 50 some minutes. So just inside an hour to get what I'm doing, get out, let the next guy on the air, right? I know. I know. So if I did an interview, I mean, maybe like an extended interview, like, hey, if you catch the Twitch channel, you can see the full interview. But like, have like a good chunk of it on here. That'd be neat. Yeah, I could do that. Make this into, because the Electric Metropolis, I don't want it to be just, it always has to be a certain way, right? No, oh, dang it. But yeah, if anyone has suggestions on that, or feeling about that, like, oh, that's a terrible idea, it's a great idea. And actually, for the video archives, I'd probably set some aside for the YouTube channel as well, to be archived later, so if you want to catch it live, the interview's live, then that's great. And if you want to just catch the archives, you can still catch them. That way you have more than one way to catch these interviews. Because the thing is, the great thing about the interviews I've been doing, and I've been so lucky to be able to do it with the artists I've talked with, is that's... When I listen to music, when you listen to something like the music from this game, or you listen to Strawberry Dreams, or you listen to Limkuja, you know, or Commissar. You listen to these people, and for you sometimes I find that you can forget about the person behind it, and there's insights that you can get there you can't get from just hearing their music. You can learn a lot from someone from their music, but there are certain things you just have to learn from just talking to them. And, you know, I think that'd be neat. Yes, I'm now, I'm espousing the virtues of television, in 2018. Look at me go. Televised interviews, but that's it. That's the other part too. I was just thinking, like, if you had, sometimes I might not, because a part of the radio interview is that you don't have to worry about dressing up too much for a radio interview, because you're not being seen, you're being heard. So I don't know. An idea that's been popping into my head. I'm like, you know what? That could be a thing I could do. I have the setup for it. And if you watch this channel, you know you're probably interested in cool music and cool people. So, oh, I thought I had that. I thought I had that. No, damn it. Dang it. Let's get some practice for the rest of the level. Watch me nail the rest of this. With ease, okay. Morning coffee. I know. Ah. Although at some point I am going to do a video game, like I think I said this before, there is a video game themed talk show on CHSR that I may be taking part in as well. I need to work that out too. All the other, anyway. So I don't have any things to do, but at the same time, gotta make sure not to overload myself and burn myself out. You'd think that'd be something you can't do with things you enjoy, but it's a thing you can totally do to yourself. You make something that you really enjoy into something that becomes too overwhelming. It's odd, you wouldn't think that's a thing, but it is. Ah! Gonna pull off a cool move and everything. Ah. So as you can tell from my energy, and I keep going quiet because I'm focusing on what I'm doing. Bad habit. Well, bad habit. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I'm in a good mood. So I'm getting overly chatty. I know, so boring to listen to me talk, I know. Please contain yourself! Damn it. You know, like, if you ever played, like, your favorite, you know, open world game, and if you play it too much, or too steady, eventually, if you're like, no, I have to get this... Whoops. That was weird. then you get this feeling of, oh, I have to, you know. I have to do the thing. Eventually you get sick of it, you know. You're sick of even a game where you grind. There's a point where you're like, you know what? I don't feel like grinding today. Nope. Ah. But lots of plans for the show in general, for the Electric Metropolis. More content for you guys to watch or listen to or do what you like. I like that idea. You know, I have a lot of fun with this. And if I can find new ways to have fun with it, then I will. Because why not, right? Oh no! Too late. Oh, by the way, this isn't Mochi. Mochi is the person she's trying to meet up with, apparently. Her name's Swami, I think? Something like that? Swami, no. I never say it right. Can't remember now. I was looking at it on the Steam page the other day, and I was like, oh yeah, she's Mochi. And the name's called Mochi Mochi, you'd assume, I don't know, that both cats are named Mochi. And it's like, nope. She has a different name. His name's Mochi. Well, I assume he, but I shouldn't. He's green. He doesn't have. The other cat is green and has doesn't have eyelashes. No. 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 Uh-oh. Hold on. We're running into the problem we ran into before. Too many programs open. My bad. I think I would do this before we start, but, you know. Right, that's why I used to do it from my phone last time. That's what we have to do. I remember now. I remember now, everybody. I forgot my lesson. Because my laptop decides to be jerk-face about it. Computer. Close, yes, close. Are you sure you want to close this program? Yes. That's why I told you to close. Yeah. Alright. There we go. There we go. There we go. Ah! There we go. Alright, let's do this. I put that in a bad spot. Yes, I'm picky. What about it? There we go. There. People look for frames per second for their latest first-person shooter. I look for it to beat a puzzle game. Puzzle? Is this a puzzle game? Does this count as that? I never know. A lot of things are called puzzle games. I'm like, I don't know. When I think puzzle game, I think like Tetris or like Myst or something. I know, right? I'm really current. I don't know. I mean, arguably, a lot of things are puzzle games. Like Quest for Glory, you could argue it has puzzles in it, but I don't know if I'd call it a puzzle game, per se. Ah! Oh, no! Oh, there's the other half of it. No! Oh, her little toes touched it. No. We. Or squeaky mouse. Cat. Cat. It's a cat. It has whiskers and ears. Why did I think mouse? Because cats and mice. Yeah. Oh. Psh. Tried out, what was it? Fire Pro Wrestling the other day. I've been checking out some of the other games on my PS4 to try to see, make sure that it's going to stream the way I think it's going to. Trying to make sure there's no, like, surprise things I need to deal with or sign up stuff. I mean, heck, I think, which game was it? There was one of the games, I forget which one. One of the games I had to, oh, that's what, Soul Calibur 6, I had to look up. There was like a wall of text for privacy and license agreement stuff that I read through. I was like, oh, for the love of goodness, really? I have to sit through that for the next few minutes? Like, that would have been fun to sit through during starting the session on. Watch me read a license agreement. I mean, I suppose I could do a dramatic reading, but, you know, if you've seen one, you've seen them all, really. I missed. Of course I did. Of course I did. No. Man, I want rice balls now. Rice bowl full of bacon. Salmon. Yeah. Ferment. No, dang it. No. No, dang it. Get over there. No. Look, what? Can't she just sit? She can sit for a little bit, right? Thinking too much about video games. Why can't she sit down? Why can't she touch the ceiling? I mean, I can get, like, if she swung into something, she's like, ow, that hurt. But no, she can't touch the ground. The ground doesn't look all that dangerous. It's like the minute she sits down, she's like one of those people who's like, I've sat down. I'm not getting up again. Oh, dang it. Yeah, I'm gonna have a full session of this. Here I was going, geez, I don't know if I'll have enough time. I'll have enough content for 3 hours. Yeah, that's not gonna happen. The minute I start saying that, oh yeah, now I'm blowing through everything. The more I second guess the peppermint, the more I hesitate, and then I end up running into it anyway. The less I think about dodging stuff, I just think about progressing, the better I seem to do. I gotta focus on that. But you have to think about it to some degree, otherwise that happens. Ah! Oh, tensing up in a weird way. Yeah, it's a thing I started learning that I need to, when I stream these games, I gotta look into, like, how it's gonna look, how it's gonna feel. Because I want to make good content, right? Like, I don't want to just, I want to do it right, if that makes any sense. I mean, even though it's fun, it's like, when you do something fun, you want to do it, not the right way, but the best way you can. Especially if you're doing it for the enjoyment of others. Oh, holy crap. I'm good. Oh. Messages. Oh, neat. Wait, what? The message made no sense. Hold on. Look at that. What Thanks, phone. Very helpful. Never mind. Silly thing. There we go. Every time. I keep thinking corner. I should be thinking middle when I get there. Because I'm used to hitting corners at these later levels to guarantee I get around a corner. Get around the obstacle. But I want the middle. Between the stars. There we go. Too late. I was thinking between the stars again, and that's actually a bad spot for that. You know, one game type I wish, one genre, if you will, one scenario, I suppose, I wish I saw more of? Submarines. I really like submarines. I mean, I wouldn't say I could quote off various submarine classes at you, but I like the feel, the tension, you know, of it. But it's not a thing, I mean, the ones I've seen, they're either too arcadey, or too technical, or too detached. Like, I don't know what I want. Like, there's a certain game that I played that I really like the feeling of. Silent Steel. And you get all the feel of, like, the tension of commanding a ship and going through the waters and stuff like that. And making decisions, but it's also an FMV game, so there's that. But I don't know, there's, maybe it's the Star Trek geek in me, right? I want to be able to command a ship and have big decisions and all that sort of stuff. I guess submarines aren't, like, super into the public consciousness anymore. Like, you know, how many movies that feature a submarine have you seen recently? I can't remember the Crimson Tide? That can't have been the latest submarine movie. There's been one sooner than that. There must have been. But yeah, anyway. That'd be a game I'd like. I've tried to look for it online, but again, I run into very technical stuff. I'm not that into nautical stuff, so... Nope, dang it. Ha ha ha. No. Ah. Peppermints. You know, I like mint in general. I don't eat all that often. You know, it's not my... Some people just love this stuff, and I don't know. I'm not that big into it. If you're wondering why I haven't been doing a lot of PS4 stuff recently, one, it's my show, do what I want. No, kidding. I always hated that saying. You see producers say it. I mean, it's true, right? You know, the idea of, this show's my show, I do whatever I want in it, you can shut up. And it's like, I mean, yeah, but I don't know. Odd way to put it. Anyway. The reason I've been doing PS4 stuff a lot is my significant other has been enjoying the holidays, and I've been kind of enjoying my time with them. And that way they have, because they don't usually on the holidays, usually during the workday, they usually don't have a ton of time for gaming at home. And that's usually the PS4 elsewhere in the house. Like this computer is my computer. It's set aside, and I don't make I don't disturb them while they're doing stuff. But yikes! But if I was doing PS4 stuff, then I'd be in the main living room area, and they'd have to. I mean, you've occasionally overheard them like jump in and like listen in or chat. Like they're in the room, but it's like, yeah, but what if they want to play on the machine, right? And here I am on the machine, and no, getting another machine is not a great idea. Besides, gives you more time to complete this game. So that's why that's been going on. Wow, I messed that up. That was an easy one. So we'll get back to PS4 stuff probably next week. I know I've been saying that, but, you know, who knows, right? Who knows with this show? I try to be consistent. Nope. Darn. You can tell I was trying to recover from that. The moment when you're at the skin of your teeth and you're just waiting to figure out, oh no, I'm gonna make it, I'm gonna make it. But you're not sure you're gonna make it, you're just telling yourself you're gonna make it. Nope. No, dang it. So, how are you? I don't know. It's weird. I'm really focused for some reason. It's odd. I've had a focus. I mean, how do I put it? I'm zoning out a lot more. That's odd for me. Usually, I get zoned out that bad when I'm tired, not when I'm streaming and stuff. Sir, thank you for the host. See, I caught it that time. No. You know what I tried watching recently? I tried watching Indiana Jones, Raiders of the Lost Ark, I think it was. And I don't know, I remember being a lot more exciting when I was younger, and I don't know. I know, right? Like, it's one of those, like, oh man, it's one of those shows you just have to like. And I'm like, I used to, and I loved watching it all the time as a kid. Now I'm like, eh. Ah, darn, I had it. Oh. Actually, what I'll do... Psh. I'm good at computers, everybody. Yeah, I spelled it right. No. Every time. Every time. Every time we touch, I feel excited. Every time we kiss, I feel like I'm alive. Every time I see... Dang it. You know, that's what I was talking about. Lost my train of thought there. I used to watch a lot of Indiana Jones. I used to be super into it when I was younger. And then you would think, I'd still like it, and I don't as much. Oddly. I remember being disappointed in Crystal Skull when it came out. I know, it never happened. But I saw it, and I was like, oh, it's okay. And I was like, well, I'll watch the original ones. There's a phrase people have said before, it doesn't, something hasn't aged well. I don't know, I usually think that's more to one's taste. Like, there are some older movies I can watch and I enjoy them just fine, even though they're older movies. Or, sometimes because of the older aesthetic, there's certain things that you just don't see in film or television anymore. In some ways, for the better, you know. Better representation, less whitewashing, all that. But there are other things like just certain cinematography, certain ways they were shot, certain practical effects that were a thing that aren't a thing anymore. Storylines, you know. I don't know. I didn't feel as engaged. I mean, I watched a bit of it. I had it playing in the background just while I was working on something. I was like, I don't know. I'm just not... Then again, when I was younger, I also was the kind of guy who just had Star Wars playing constantly in the background. So I don't know. It's just one of those movies I've seen so many times, I just can't get anything out of it? I don't know. Ah. Whew. Get through this. I think part of the reason I'm focusing so much, I'm being self-conscious about it to a certain degree. It's like I'm focusing on this, trying not to pitch you into a void of nothing. So at the same time, I'm like, I really want to do this though. I want to make this. Ah, the itchiest nose in the world. I don't know why I thought that was a good idea. There we go. Dang it. There we go. Through the stars and back again. Why do the rice balls sparkle? Is there gold in there? Little bits of silver, maybe? You know, one thing I don't get is food that has... When you think of food, like I've seen food things or food lists where they'll say the most expensive food in the world or most expensive ice cream or whatever. And, you know, when it's something like, oh, they have this rare ingredient or it takes a long time to make because of a certain way it's prepared or whatever, that I find interesting. But then there's the ones where it's just straight up, like one of those expensive, like there's a ice cream that won that was awarded put in the Guinness World Records for most expensive ice cream, and all it is, it's an ice cream that when the ingredients are, you know, it's real vanilla bean or whatever, but that's like $10,000 or something silly like that. And it's because it has gold, it has black truffles, like vanilla oil, real vanilla bean. Like, okay, that doesn't make up for $10,000. Why is it? Oh, and there's a diamond ring in it. It's meant as a proposal thing. You propose with it. So I was like, well, okay, yeah. If you start just putting non-edible things in there that are worth a lot, I mean, yeah, that's gonna get really expensive all of a sudden. But when it comes to food stuff like that, but like, there's like gold leaf you can eat. I don't know. I just like, yeah, gold's shiny and all, and it's valuable and all. But like, I don't know, I'm not as excited, but I'm not as intrigued by that, I guess. Oh, okay, that feels like it almost feels like you're cheating, you know? I want to make this as expensive as possible. So that's how I'm gonna do it. So then I started imagining gold leaf, because of the sparkling rice balls, right? Gold leaf, onigiri balls. Well, you say onigiri ball. Onigiri gets it, but anyway. Whee! Dang it. Nope. That took skill to miss. Too bad I don't have it. One thing I used to like about Netflix, though, I used to watch a lot of like 60s, 70s movies on it. They still have stuff on there. It's just the problem is they just don't have stuff in Canada, at least. They don't have the stuff that I want to see. I do find it funny to watch old American World War II video films they used to use to train their troops. You see classified now, right? But it's one of those like, huh. A look into history. I always find that interesting. Like, it's guys like me that made History Channel the World War II channel, you know? Like, I found that very interesting. Little look into the era. Ah, my nose, why? Nope. Oh my goodness. Itch, 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 itch. Ah, I should have gone high. Ow. Oh goodness, come on. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna move this here. Keep glancing at my darn chat box too much. That's my fault. I'm used to being up there, it's just seeing it on the corner of my eye, so it's odd to change my setup. Did it last time, it was fine. No, not gonna make it. The thing about older movies is that older movies can give you a picture in their own way, and you have to take movies in the time they were made, right? So there's certain themes that they'll have in movies that at the time you might not have known about. Like there's movies now that we have that are reflecting the world around us to a degree, or the politics of the day. I mean, how many movies past 9/11, 2001, right? That featured prominently terrorist or terrorist-like groups. There were some, but there's always been a big scary enemy that was okay to not make fun of, but that was the big scary. So like post World War II, it's all about, oh no, the scary German villain. And then you have after that we had the Russian villain. Then we had the Middle Eastern villain. Then we have Chinese villain for whatever reason. I'm like, well, like, but it gives you an insight to what people think and thought of in that era, you know. So I always wonder about, it's like, oh yeah, that guy was a jerk, or these people. Like, always be careful of taking your your political and philosophical pages from pop culture movies. other than to understand what a lot of people seem to think, or want you to think at the very least, or people think you are trying to get people to feel. Now that goes the other way. Not everything's negative. You also in that era see what was important to people in that time. What did they think a good guy was supposed to do? Was a good guy supposed to look after their family? Were they supposed to work hard in a new country and live out their dream? Were they supposed to, whatever it is, right? I mean, that gets into theory, and I know that at some point, I'm the kind of guy who tries not to get too analytical about the movies I watch, but at the same time, I can overanalyze stuff sometimes. I have friends that are way better at it than I am, out of sheer knowledge of the tropes, of the techniques. There's certain techniques I picked up on from others, and I become a little more aware of it. Sometimes you just have to sit back and enjoy a movie for what it is, but at the same time you get weird insights. Like, for example, having in Indiana Jones, they had, of course they had the Nazis and stuff like that, and then the spooky German. Then you have, of course, the American hero here to save the day. But one of the traitor characters, as it were, is a traitor, but like helping out the Nazi characters. You have the French archaeologist who's not in it to save it for the museums and stuff, but also for his own wealth and glory. Also alluding to certain French collaborators during the war, I imagine. That all said, though, sometimes a cigar is just a cigar. Sometimes it's just an homage. So I don't know how much of that was George Lucas's intention, and how much it was just playing to what was popular, But what do I want, right? I mean, it's like if someone's the villain, and if you're doing contemporary work, somebody's the villain in your story. And it's hard to go, oh yeah, those schemy Romans. It's like Rome hasn't been a thing for centuries. It's hard to get mad about Imperial Rome as a big old threat. Mind you, then people make allusions to Rome being like America. That's why you don't have villains in the form of actually actual Romans, unless it's a historical piece, or period piece, I should say. Even then, it's usually Rome as if Rome was America. Like, there's a comparison that's new and original. So I don't know. You gotta pick your villains somehow, if you're doing contemporary works. One thing I've learned while looking into writing is that everything you write, everything you create, has a little bit of something in it. Ah, dang it. I don't know what I'm saying. Not entirely sure what I'm getting at here. Aw, dang. That pillar's like the one in the other level where it's like pillar, except the pillar in that one was the second obstacle you got to, not the third. So dang, every time. See, that one's pretty easy. Just hit the top star of the pillar. But, like, bam, I'm hitting that same pillar every time if I can. I'm hitting it every time if I can. Okay. No. A lot of people going to MagFest as of current recording. I think today's the first day of it. Am I full of crap? There's various conventions that someday I'll go to. Small time or not. I mean, between Twitch channel and the music show, the radio show, there's a lot of people I would like to talk to. A lot of things I'd like to see on site, but the trick is the expense of just getting there. Never mind paying for your entry in. It's like, well, no, you have to get there. I was also happy when certain anime conventions were happening here in Fredericton. You know, it's like, oh, I can actually get to these rather cheaply. I just have to pay for admission. Oh, I almost had that one. No! Dang it. You know what you should talk about? What should I talk about, Bucky Jim? Please help me. No! No! Talk about the... Whoa. The reinvention of the cartoon over the years. From old black and white with no voicing right up to anime and more mature animation. I don't know why you think I'm good at talking about that, but no. Okay, let's try that one. Reinvention of the cartoon over the years. Well... From what little I know, there is... When I think of black and white cartoons, I think of like the old Mickey Mouse or Felix the Cat type stuff, the silent... actually, in a modern sense, there's the... you would see a modern example of it would be Cuphead. You've seen the animations in that where they're like, oh hey... A lot of that was about... It followed the same thing that silent movies did, right? They followed... It was about movement, you know. There's no real dialogue, because the dialogue kind of... You couldn't do stage-type direction or soliloquies. You kind of... Everything was done in action. So you had to communicate a lot in the movements, in the animations itself. But now, as time went on, and you realize, oh, you could have talkie bits. You could go into... having... for a while, you still had the... You didn't have serious dialogue yet. You just kind of had, uh-oh, what am I going to do now? Or, gee, you know, again, the animations spoke volumes, because that's the nature of the medium. As time went on, different people started adding more stuff to it. Adding more... Saying more... Showing a lot. Because animation, like film, is a show don't tell medium ideally, because it's largely visual. So you want to use your visuals as the primary way to communicate to the audience. But if you have the luxury of dialogue, then why not use it, right? So eventually you start getting into... When you talk about some of the cartoons of, like, say, the 40s, 50s, and onward, you get further and further along, you start having more messages in there, you know. Superman in the American way, you know. Even like Mighty Mouse with his being this brave hero. And in anime, you have, I don't know much about Japanese, older style Japanese cartoons, I will admit. Well, sorry. Hell, I don't even know that much about Western animation for that matter. But anyway, like in my time, cartoons have gone from just sketches to stories. The Saturday morning. Oops. Like in my time, cartoons have gone from just sketches to stories, Saturday morning lineups, and then anime being adapted to the West by making it more palatable for North American children. Well, that's just it. I mean, even when you think of like, there's some Western cartoons that just didn't make, that are more mature. When you look at like the 70s and so on, you look at something like The Hobbit, or in the 80s, 90s, you look at, I was just saying the mature cartoon, right? The Mighty Max, no. Aeon Flux and so on. We have our mature stuff here. The trick is that a lot of people would think cartoons were just for kids, just because it's animated. It was for children, and no one else. Or if you were going to talk about something mature, you had to talk about sex and violence and drugs or whatever. Then the 90s kid shows based about Batman and Spider-Man that had more story but were still all ages. Well, yeah, when you talk about like anime from 80s, 90s, you're talking about stuff that's... A lot of the animation we got over here was stuff that was cheap to import and cheap to translate. So you had like super violent, super sexy stuff. People thought, oh, that's all that anime was when we imported it. And it's like, well, no, there's more. It's just, what kind of market is there? Who's willing to spend that kind of money into it? And even the Western stuff, like who's willing to spend a lot of money into a mature themed animation? That wasn't just for kids. I mean, now we have stuff like the Brony fandom, so like My Little Pony stuff, that you would think, once upon a time, My Little Pony was just a little, I mean, it is a little girl's kid show to sell toys, but it's like, yeah, but it's palatable for all ages now? It's actually watchable? Then you get something like Spawn, which took a really big left turn with cartoons. Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. You have mature stuff like that, that's like, well, we've had mature stuff for a while. Even when you talk about Felix the Cat or other things like that, it was just a matter of finding one, make sure that the people of the day weren't willing to tear it off the air. Like, you had to find the money in it, right? Because you could make the cartoon and then nobody watched it. The funny thing about animation is that it's a pretty violent medium. I mean, it would have to be, wouldn't it? To a certain degree. Not necessarily violence like blood and guts, but like just good old-fashioned contact, that sort of thing. Even the slapstick stuff of the old days was like running into stuff and stuff. Like even kid shows, so much violence. Well, violence is easy to communicate, right? It's a thing that most people understand. Tom and Jerry, yep. Violence or slapstick is violence, and even funny violence is easy to communicate. It's easy to understand, and you don't have to do a huge backstory. That guy hit that other guy, what's he gonna do about it? That guy gets his face bashed in every day. Tweety Bird and Sylvester. That's my theory on it. It's just easy. It's just easy shorthand. You don't have to do a whole lot of setup for violence for it to be understood. If you're having someone steal someone's lover, then yeah, you have to do a lot of setup to get that across. Or if someone's struggling to achieve something in their life, then you have to start explaining why are they achieving it, you know. But with violence, you can go, oh, well, that person's hurting that other person in whatever way. Are they going to retaliate? How are they going to retaliate? What's too much retaliation? But it's funny violence, so it's easy to sell. Yeah. I know. Humanity is a very violent species. It's the thing we understand easily and communicate easily in. Even just light shoving, playful violence, like sports, another type of violence. Because remember when you hear about, you know, when you have concerned parents, concerned people who see cartoons or media in general and say, well, there's so much violence in it, that turns us into violent people. And it's like, you got that backwards. We're already pretty violent people to begin with. The media is reflecting us in our experiences or what we think the world is like or should be like, you know. And if you go, oh, we'll go with old-fashioned stories, why can't we talk about classic stories? You know, it's like classic stories had violence in them too. What are you talking about? You can go all the way to Greek tragedies and you get violence in them. Whole like soliloquies just about how brave this poor soldier was that died, you know. Like, well, and exactly how he died and why he died, you know. It's not to say we shouldn't get away from violence. It's that that's just a very common denominator. Romance is another one, you know. But then you have what's acceptable romance. You can say that for violence, but what's an acceptable level of violence and so on. Then you get anime like Pokemon that changes so much to make it just seem more Western. Well, that's localization, right? I mean, that's the problem. You get, like, for a long while, you're looking at rice balls, and that's just not a food people ate that much in the West. You know, you look at that shape, you wouldn't, to the Japanese, it's as common as a sandwich. Like, you know, we've grown up with what a sandwich looks like, so we know it on sight. But, like, in Japan, it's like, well, onigiri ball, of course that's what they would eat while they're traveling on the road. So we have to take that out. Though, then you have the weird thing we've had in Germany, or even in Canada, where we take out guns in our anime. Like in Yu-Gi-Oh! It's like, oh no, we can have the kids have animal fights, but heaven forbid, and souls and people dying and stuff, but we can't talk about guns. Because heaven forbid we acknowledge that those things exist. Or Yu-Gi-Oh! Where Yugi literally killed people in the manga before the card game started. Have you ever seen the original, there's a TV show, it had like 12 episodes, and they weren't about, Yu-Gi-Oh! Was about various games. Like, the finale was Yugi, doing a D&D sort of thing. Like, they played various games. But then they found out selling tradable cards made more money. And that tells you, as much as certain things are easy to communicate, there's certain things that we think aren't okay for kids to see, or okay for adults to see, for that matter. Like, oh, heaven forbid we acknowledge violence is a thing, or that death is a thing, but sex is a thing. No. No. Oh, damn it. I owned the manga, and the card game was just one game he got into and won. It was just popular, so the editors told the writer to go with it. Well, yeah, because they basically reinvented the whole show at that point. It was like, and screw it, we're just about the card game now. Like, but it was really dark too, if I remember the original manga and the anime. Where it's like, it was a lot darker than the show is, and the show has people's souls being eaten and stuff. So. No! That peppermint's gonna be the death of me. Hold on. Oh, sneeze. Hate it when that happens. The sneeze didn't happen. Just felt the tingle in my nose. And they changed it around from people dying or being banished to basically hell to something you could sell to kids. Oh, they're sent to the dark zone. Like, I don't know, that's still... Yeah, because the kid shows in Japan, they actually were willing to kill off characters. Like, that was a big thing. Although they got into the killing off their characters thing back in the... There's a Magic Girl anime where they actually killed off major characters. Or a major character. Back in the... I want to say the 70s, might be the 80s. Whereas over here in the West, we tend to be a lot more like, no one can die in a kid show. Everyone, unless it's an old person. Then it's okay, because then we can talk about grandma dying, you know. It's like, yeah, but regular people can, you know, when you have something like G.I. Joe, you know, you have soldiers fighting a war, and they're shooting guns, but no one's getting hurt, you know, it's like, this is weird, and, I don't know, if you're going to depict violence, depict it somewhat honestly. I mean, with Tom and Jerry, it's obviously slapstick, tee-hee humor, but when you're talking about real violence with supposedly real stakes, all of a sudden we're not willing to talk about death anymore. I mean, it's a touchy subject, you know, it's not something you want to have for every episode. Still. That's why I liked some of the shows they had on MTV. They had, like, Max and The Giant Head, Aeon Flux. I really like those shows. And it's not like kids can't understand violence or weird subject matter. You just have to have a parent that's willing to explain what the hell they're looking at. That's just it, though. Some parents don't want to talk about that stuff. You know, my kid won't be ready for that. It's like, well, at some point they're going to be, and would you rather they have to figure it out on their own, or do you want to have that chat with them yourself? Oh, I get there every time. I'm just glad I can get things like Attack on Titan, which could have never been a thing in the West 20 years ago. Holy hell. That would never be a thing 20 years ago. Holy heck. It'd be one of those things where you'd have it, whatchamacallit? You could only get it on VHS, and you have to bootleg it. Get a fan dub of it. One thing I wish Western animation would take more and more into account, like, Japan's animation industry has gone a long way to being, it has been ready to be mature, because even the manga industry, like their comics industry, they have their little boy genre, little girl genres, but they also have their adult genres, and I don't mean necessarily sex and violence, I mean like, you know, office workers, baseball players, professional baseball players, Go players, shogi players, stock market people, you know, whatever. Whereas over here, we don't have a whole lot of that. I mean, the only one animation that I liked was Dilbert. I remember watching that and really liking it. They're still on YouTube, they still do stuff, but, like, it's like, you don't, like, it's cartoon, why would I watch it, you know? But we've never really gotten to that. If we do mature stuff, we usually anime it a bit, like we do it in the anime-ish style. Like Secret Nymph, there's a mature cartoon that was pretty good. Yeah, you used to get these anime on VHS and you just found it. There was no advertisement or anything. Yep. Or you found it on the internet once by mid-90s. You got your anime fix through the internet. Because that was the only way you were going to see certain shows. I mean, hell, I saw... Or you'd go... Or when I was in university, we had an anime club that I went to. So we'd have a bunch of fan dubs that we'd get. And we'd watch them together. Heck, even my dad's day, they had anime clubs. As I recall. They'd watch dubbed... Not dubbed, but subbed, because a lot of stuff wasn't dubbed back then. Because there was no dubbing industry over here. Not one that was any good, anyway, because... Anyway. Yeah, I discovered a lot of weird stuff. Through, the internet. One of my favorite anime that has not been officially released is Cooking Master Boy. It's about a Chinese kid who is a master chef, and he has adventures and stuff. I still love it. The food looks awesome. There's all these steaks that I care about, even though it's made up or whatever, you know, it's like, but I like it, but never covered over here. I used to read fan translations of manga. It's how I learned to like graphic novels. I never read much. I only recently read some manga. I started reading manga maybe as late as 2003. I didn't watch where I lived for a long time. It was hard to get even regular comic books, let alone manga and stuff like that. And I had a hard time explaining to my parents what manga was. So having them shell out money to have some of it shipped to me. But on the internet, that's that. But the problem with internet manga is that I don't do well reading stuff online. I've never PDFs. I always like having the real thing, quote unquote, in my hands. A second too soon. But then in 2003, I lived in an area where there's literally a manga shop. Well, it was a video game shop in general, like board games, manga, video games, all that. Magic the Gathering cards, of course. But that's when I actually started buying manga series. I've always been more into anime, but I do like some manga. And certain stuff you can only get in manga, and it'll never be... It's almost never going to be animated. For whatever reason. Then again, I've been surprised before. I was reading Naruto manga on the internet before it became a thing here. Oh, so you're into it before it was cool. I've been collecting Dragon Ball and One Piece manga. Ooh, that's cool. Yeah, there's a show that I got into long before it got super popular. Freaking Dragon Ball. Or Dragon Ball Z, sorry, because that's what most people know it as, but Dragon Ball, I remember watching that. There's a friend of mine who years ago was shocked that I knew who Bulma was. And they're like, wait, what? You know what that is? Yeah, I watch Dragon Ball. I know who she is. The thing was, she lived in Japan for a while. So she was kind of... I saw the somewhat censored version, right? The one we got over here in the West. So she's like, oh, wait a minute. You watched that as a kid? Like, yeah? Oh no! Before Naruto dub, which made me sad because the whole believe it thing they had Naruto do. Yeah. Believe it! I'm a ninja, ninja, ninja! As if Naruto isn't annoying enough, then they made him more annoying in the English dub. Go figure. We'll say I haven't been into Naruto since the anime. I think I tried to watch the Naruto anime. What was it? Back in the Anime Club days, so 03 onward. And I watched I only got as far as past the Sasuke left after the exams, and then Sasuke took off. Then Naruto went to chase him, except he didn't. He spent like a whole season becoming a better person. Yeah. And then I missed a few episodes. Suddenly they are fighting him, except now they're fighting a new guy. Like, I really gotta touch. There's a lot of dead time they have in the anime, at least. Don't know if the manga had that much dead time, that much filler arcs. But. And I tried to watch Boruto, the new one that came out. Yeah, I fell out of sync with that show, because then eventually it turned into a series that had hundreds and hundreds of episodes. So I was like, geez, It gets harder and harder to catch up with the show with the further and further behind you get. Oh goodness, how did I make that? How did I make that? The anime was full of filler. Okay, so it's not just me. No, all the filler's super important to the plot. Yeah. I've been told that I would enjoy Naruto more if I just read the manga rather than trying to watch the anime series, because the anime series has a lot of just filler, just buying time for the manga to catch up to the anime. Because I'm the kind of guy who really appreciates a good, well-constructed 13-episode series of an anime, rather than a series that has 200 episodes, and then I'm supposed to give a damn about what's happening. Because the show ends up like Ranma 1 half I love, but man, it just kind of keeps going and going, and eventually you just stop caring. My favorite series that went on for too long, but I loved the first few seasons, was Rurouni Kenshin. Loved the OVA they did with it. Liked the first couple seasons of it. But then they kind of beat some bad guy or another. I forget his name right now. And it was a real cool lead up to it. He was like foreshadowed for seasons that the fight was going to happen. Then they had it, and they're like, well, this series is super popular, so we're going to invent a new villain for him to fight. And you're going to care about him. And I'm like, I don't. Who the hell is this guy? Why do I care about him? And his struggle, you know. Well, to be fair, there's like a lot of volumes. Yeah. So at some point they have to cover some of it. They had to... Like, we can't cover everything. It's like Lord of the Rings in the movies when they couldn't cover everything that the books covered, because then you'd have like an anthology of movies to cover everything. I thought I had that. Like, way more than you'd think. I don't know, I've seen walls of Naruto at bookstores. Just one whole shelf, 2 shelves dedicated to the books. Okay, you want to get the whole series? Good luck. And even then, it's like, oh, that's not all of it. That's why I like omnibuses. Saves you a lot of time collecting it. Trade covers, trade publications. Ah! Spider Tan, get off my leg, please. Thank you. There's like 500 volumes or something like that. Oh dear God. Yeah. You can get the series on Amazon in the form of 3 big collections that go about $150 each. Oh, okay. That's a lot more... Like, that's my favorite way to enjoy longer anime. Manga is to get omnibuses. I got the... Kurakara... No. Oh, I can't remember what it's called now. It's one of my favorite manga. Harakara? No. Kuzakara? No. It's one where a guy turns into a girl because an alien ship crashed on him, and he ends up in a love triangle where one girl liked him as a guy, but one girl likes him better as a girl, and he has to figure out whether he wants to stay a girl, what that means. All that stuff. There's like an omnibus that has like the whole... There's like 3 omnibuses that cover the entire series. And that's way easier than buying each individual volume. Because holy crap. I'm a 1 half. Buying them separately, you would pay thousands? Yeah. Not Ranma 1 half, it's newer. It's late 90s aughts era, I think. If not newer than that. Oh, one old anime I really enjoyed, Maison Ikaku. The quintessential harem, well, not harem anime, but apartment complex anime. If that makes any sense. Because the harem one to me is either Tenchi Muyo or guy with the glasses who's a Ronin who has a girl he likes. I can't remember. Used to watch the crap a ton of it. I'm good with names, I swear. Oh, damn it. The Electric Metropolis is also on Discord. A part of Maritime Multiverse and friend of 2 streamers you should check out, Matt Heath and Steel Pockets. Check them out when they stream. Not right now because you're watching me. Yeah, check them out. If you haven't already. But, I tried watching the Ranma 1/2 anime. Holy crap, that anime is long. So long. Funny, though. I mean, I don't get all the jokes, of course. Because, well, I'm not Japanese, and I didn't grow up, but you know what I mean. Interesting premise. Oh, funny thing, I ran into the fighting games for Ranma 1/2 before I ran into the anime. Go figure. That happened to me for a lot of anime I like. Area 88 was another one where I played the video game of it before I saw the anime. And even then, it wasn't called Area 88 when it came out here. It was called UN Squadron. Because mercenaries aren't for kids? I don't know. Like, no, they're not mercenaries. They're part of the UN, and they're here to save the world. Like, no, they're mercenaries. The main character is like has been tricked into a contract to be a fighter pilot. One of my favorite producers of anime that have been trying to capture oddball concepts, and they work out more often than not. Some of them are not good, but a lot of them are at least different. If nothing else, they're different. What was it? And they're on Crunchyroll a lot. That's why I run into them. But Kodansha Studios. So stuff that isn't just your standard mecha, magical girl stuff, they'll usually cover other things, other concepts, other scenarios. Oh! I was like, yes, I made it! Yeah, I'll admit I'm a sucker for novelty to a degree. I mean, it happens when you watch enough anime or movies or whatever. Eventually, you just start looking for the unusual. Because eventually, there's certain plot lines that just keep coming up over and over again. You know, everyone wants to be the next Gundam, so they have so in a mecha anime, they have a young kid who is forced to become a pilot in a time of war. And in this time of war, he learns to be a man and what it means to be at war. It's like, okay, that's like most mecha anime. Never mind the Gundam series of itself and all their spin-offs, but like other mecha, it's like, oh, we're doing that too. Or we're the next Neon Genesis Evangelion, so we're gonna have lots of Christianity references and stuff. It's like, okay guys, don't get me wrong, I like a good mecha anime, I do, but you know, we can do other stuff too. We could have a cooking anime, we could have a romance anime, we could have, what was it? My Line April? Beautiful anime. About musicians, you know. and the nature of what music is to you, performance, finding your own voice. Dodame Cantabile, another great music anime. I said that wrong. I know I did. Those aren't Kodansha, I'm just quoting off stuff that I... Or maybe it is. Nope! It gets hard sometimes to find, if not original content, novel content. But then again, you don't want content that's novel just for the sake of being novel, right? You want it to be actually interesting at the same time. Ah, short again. Dang it. But one thing my dad used to tell me, he used to ask me when I was in anime, he's like, why don't you like Western cartoons? What's wrong with Bugs Bunny or whatever, right? I'm like, there's nothing wrong with it. There isn't. It's just, you know, a lot of the stuff that you get to see on television isn't, well, it's aimed at young kids who you're afraid to show violence to. It's like, well, I want to see more, I want to see different things, different scenarios, different situations, you know? Which we're getting a lot more of. We got a lot more of that in the late 90s and aughts. It's just, you know, growing pains. Or if it did happen, it happened in places that it was hard for me to find out about. Like The Critic, Duckman, Drawn Together, if you're talking about that sort of raunchy humor type show. Family Guy to a degree nowadays, you know. This game reminds me of all the people shiny hunting in Pokemon Let's Go. You have to walk me to the water on that one. What do you mean? Because I'm chasing shinies? Is that why? Ah! No. Yes. No. It's because it has a cute kitty? No, it's just doing repetitive stuff over and over, hoping for a small chance of success. Hey! Hey, at least mine's skill-based, instead of rolling the dice hoping you get lucky. I suppose there is luck manipulation and stuff, but still. And then I get raided by a bunch of people who are into Pokemon and go, what? How dare you? You suck. Report for toxic behavior. Yeah, Pokemon is all about RNG. Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. Certain strategies and certain RNG manipulations do take some skill and research to get into, but this is literally action skill. Pokemon. There's a game I don't do well at. I enjoy Pokemon, but I don't have the patience for it. Too much grinding, too much RNG for me. I'd say I hate RNG, but I don't know. I just never could. I could watch the anime, but I could never play the game and never finish it. Pokemon Let's Go is an acquired taste, even for Pokemon games. I haven't seen too much of it other than it's been popular. And that it's on console. I just love monster collecting. I don't know. Gotta catch them all and all that. My problem with Pokemon is I would find one or two Pokemon I really liked, I would never want to get rid of them. Oh, there's these Pokemon and these Pokemon, you should strategize for this and that. Like, no, I want Kadabra, because I like Kadabra. I like psychic Pokemon, so I'll collect those. And it's like, well, yeah, but you know, if you want to beat the game, you're gonna have to collect something else. I'm like, I don't wanna. Though a lot of SMT games are good monster collectors. That's true. Shin Megami Tensei games. I mean, I say I don't like monster collecting, but then again, I love playing Persona games and collecting various Persona cards and creating ones that I needed. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Okay. If I made that and got to the end, I would have been so mad. Okay, now I make it. Really, you can get by with a small number of high-level Pokemon. Hold on. That was a dumb mistake. I shouldn't have done that. Really, you can get by with a small number of high-level Pokemon as long as you don't make their moveset bad. Who said I made their moveset bad? I didn't say that. Probably did. For me, it was a grind. Because eventually, once you get to the gym leader, eventually you're like, oh no, now I need to make sure I have to level up for a while. And I'm very impatient when it comes to the grind in most games. Like me, I use Snorlax the entire game because I like him. He can learn a good spread of move types so he can hurt most things. Snorlax's a pretty good Pokemon if I remember correctly. Like, it's funny, I can watch someone play Pokemon. Like, I watched, what's his name? Fudge. Pro Jared do Nuzlocke runs. That was fun. But it's like, yeah, I'd never do that myself because I don't have the patience for what he's doing. And even then, he cut out some of the grind for the sake of entertainment. Ah! Ah! Big grind now is in the breeding and training for PvP competitions. That's one thing I wanted to do more when I was playing Pokemon when it was out, was playing against other people. But I didn't know many people who played Pokemon at the time, oddly enough. Or when I was not into Pokemon anymore, that's when I ran into a bunch of people who were into it. I was like, God damn it. Well, I'm not into that game anymore. Missed that jump. That was bad. The internet made Pokemon a much better series. How do you mean? Not quite sure I understand what you mean by that, Maki Jim. Ah, no. Like, more exposure, easier to play the games now that you have guides and stuff. Well, I suppose internet communities. That'd be another one. You can trade and battle people over the internet. Oh. Oh. You can do that with the internet? And then I thought, wow. Yeah, I'm a young person. Ah, that darn pillar. No, more being stuck by a little cable to trade. Yeah. That used to be the thing in the early days. You had to literally have a link cable to trade with somebody. Like, you have to be in the same room. You both have to have the game. Must be hard to trade nowadays, though, because there's so many different versions of Pokemon now. And you can't use all the Pokemon in all the games. That's one thing. That's one reason I didn't get into modern Pokemon. Is because I tried to get into it for a little bit, and then I was like, man, I just can't. If I were to play with other people, it's like, well, I'd have to be whatever the latest version people are playing, you know. No! I mean, what was that? No plow? This time of day? Gone now. That was weird. Legend Metropolis Tourism Authority wishes to inform you of the following. If you are enjoying the content seen here, be sure to view other like-minded content from the tavern and its tavernites at tavern.tv. Hello! Where's my sponsorship deals with Monster, huh? Come on. Someone surely wants me to sell energy drinks or stupid RGB keyboards. No? No? I think the other thing with Pokemon is that a lot of it was on handheld consoles, and the last handheld console I owned was a original gray box Game Boy. Nope, Game Boy Color. Take that back. My significant other had a old Nintendo DS that I played around with once while I was doing security work to have something to do while I was waiting between rounds. Then again, I came from an era where handheld gaming was a pain in the butt because you had to keep having the batteries changed out, so that's my excuse. That's why actually I really wanted Pokemon to come to consoles, because then it's like, I'll play it on console. If I'm doing grindy type gaming, I'd rather be sitting down comfortably than traveling about. Yep, I remember those days. Yeah. Hello. Oh, damn it. I will say, normally this sort of, as you say, repetitive style game, I normally don't have the patience for it, but this one I just find very soothing. There's something, like, I understand to a degree the attraction of the grind, right? There's a certain comfort in doing it. You're not trying to relearn how to play the game, you're not trying to, you don't have too much story or plot or lore you have to read up on. You just have to play the game and have fun with it, you know? And the more you do it, the better you get at it. And with Pokemon, I mean, at the very least, even if you are grinding, you're always progressing your Pokemon. They're always getting better. So there's a tangible reward for the grind. Whereas this game, I get better and better at the obstacles. Generally. I start learning new ways, and it's always a new challenge to figure out how I'm going to get across there. And the game's super, I mean, mind you, this game's super simple. I'm just hitting one button the whole time. Damn it. I really liked when the Game Boy Advance SP came out with a built-in rechargeable battery and a screen that lights up. Oh my god, backlit screens being such a big deal, yeah. I want to play this in my room. Oh, it's dark in here. I have to turn on every lamp I have so I can see what the hell I'm doing. Are you up there playing video games? No. Why are your lights on? I don't know. I don't like sleeping in the dark. I don't know. Whereas with computer gaming, or backlit gaming as it were, you know, hey, I can play it whenever. It lights itself up. Super good for your eyes to have a light source that close to you in a dark room. Ah! Damn it! Wow. Being that close to beating it and screwing it up. I think the reason why this kind of grind is a little more satisfying to me is that with RNG, you can grind and then the numbers just don't work for you. Yeah, you don't get the experience you normally should get. Or, uh-oh, you lost that fight and now you're set back because RNG decided to mess with you. Whereas a game like this, it's like, well, if I screw up, it's my fault. I'm the one who did the timing wrong. At least when the hit detection's good. Like, this game's pretty good for getting hit detection right, having controls that are responsive. But, and it's not so hard that I'm biting my fingers off, but, you know, it's my fault why I'm failing. And it's a fair challenge. I'm the only one who's really stopping myself from succeeding. Not so much the game. Though modern gaming's got a lot better about that. I mean, when you think about the Dragon Quest, or sorry, Dragon Warrior over here, you're talking about you know, days to get to the next dungeon, or have enough levels to take on the next dungeon. Whereas modern gaming tries to give you the grind, but not make you have to wait forever to grind through it. Or they make the grind fun, if nothing else. I like the music in Pokemon, though. I will say that. Pokemon games have pretty good music. Dang it. No. You remember the, what was it, the Monster Rancher games? Or there was always all the spin-offs that came out from Pokemon, like Monster Rancher, Digimon. There was others. I just can't think of them right now. Those were odd times. We. My least favorite thing is when you have achievements in certain games and it's very dependent on the RNG for you to get those achievements. Those tick me off. Then it's like, oh, well, you have to hit this kind of super impossible shot. There's not a whole lot you can do other than just brute force grind to get it to happen. Oh, just close. Nope. Oops. Just knocked out my earbud. Ah. Let's do this. Oh, I had that and I missed it. Darn it. He said, pointing out the obvious. Whee! Yep. Come on now. There we go. Phone? What do you mean, welcome to the chat room? I've been in here the whole time, you silly phone. You silly phone. You're full of silliness. No. Yeah, collecting shinies in Pokemon kind of confused me a little. I can get like collecting certain monsters because you like them, or a certain monster because you think it's really powerful. That I get. You know, it's a lot of effort to make the game easier for yourself, but you know, it's rewarding you for hard work. Whereas shiny is just straight up. It's like Magic the Gathering cards that had holographic foil on them. It's like it doesn't make the card any better. It's not any more powerful or anything. It's just cosmetics. Well, I want it to look nice, or I want what it really is, it's bragging rights. I have the thing that's hard to get. And I have proof that I did the hard thing. It's like any achievement. And there we go. Aha! Ha 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 ha. Fixed it. Well, you'll never know the secret to the best cookies in the universe because I was muted. Sorry. No. Oh, wow. I can't believe I made that. I so didn't believe it, I had to throw myself into the ceiling. Yeah, I knocked my mic cord, so I ended up... You're back! My dulcet tones have radiated into your ears once again. What the hell am I talking about? No, please. And I missed. That's my next Twitch project, the muted one. It's just a person playing a video game and not saying anything for about 3 hours. Think they'll catch on? New hit sensation. I got guest stars you never know I have. No, you gotta be kidding! There we go. Poor Mike. I've been so mean to this microphone. It's been so patient with me. Some people just have a timer and a game on screen and that's it. I suppose, yeah, I mean like speedrunners. Well, that's my next thing, is once I do the 100%, I'm going to do a speed run and set the world record for this game. Because I'll be the only person who's done 100% of it. The next stage of the Electric Metropolis, speed running. Watch as it takes him a year to set a record. Yep. I'm planning on playing Mega Man games a bunch until I get good at them and then see if I can beat them quickly. Yeah. I'm going to stream it when I play it too. Nice. Like the original Mega Man series, or you mean the Mega Man X games? Mega Man X. I'm more of a fan of the X games than the standard ones. Same here, actually. A lot more flexibility for Mega Man himself. You get a lot more powers for him that are just his powers. Really? No! Ah. Ah, no. Alright. That hurts so much every time. Remember in the X Games, if you got all the bonuses, all the pickups, you can get the Hadouken move. I don't know if you can get it in all of them. I remember at least Mega Man X you could do it. Basically one hit kill all the bosses. Come on, really? Oh, I shouldn't have made that. So I didn't. I really want her name to be Mochi. Dang it. And it isn't. I want her name to be Mochi and the other cat to be named Mochi. That should be the joke, but it's not. Darn you, game that cost me less than $5. How dare you not do what I want? I got everything except that in X1 right now. Oh, nice. I heard it's really hard because you have to get, like, everything. Not all the power, but, like, every heart canister, every E-tank, everything. And some of them are, like, really obscure to get. Oh, dang it, I goofed it. Oh, I timed it wrong. I both hit it too early and too late. Yeah, but using a guide helps when you get stuck. Yeah. XY do it with point-and-click adventure games. I'm stuck? Yeah, I'm gonna look it up. Forget this. Yay, the internet. R.I.P. the strategy guide you can buy from the game store. Seriously, with the advent of the internet, why would you ever buy a strategy guide if you could just get one for free online? Convenience, I guess. Offline factor. Feel of the pages. The artwork. The artwork on them used to be pretty neat. Collecting. Fair. Oh, collecting like the guides themselves. Dang it. Huh. Yeah, every time, like certain strategy guides, I understand. Just having everything of a game you like a lot. Yeah, but you could collect them. Oh, I suppose yeah. I mean, when I got Soul Calibur 3 or 4. I got one of them, and I actually got the collector's edition because I wanted the art book. And not just for the pretty girls, though that helped. But, like, the art in it was just amazing. I love that game a lot. So I was like, yeah, I'll get the... Oh, that hurt. That was such an easy obstacle to hit. So easy. And I goofed it. I goofed it. I had the strat in my head. I knew what I was gonna do. Try that again. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, there's certain strategy guides when I'd go to the EB and they'd be like, hey, do you want the strategy guide for this game or that game? Like, there was a strategy guide for everything. Everything had a pre-made strategy guide. I was like, why? Not everything needs one. How about this racing game? I can figure out a racing game, thank you. Nope, not gonna make it. Bye. This reminds me of Spider-Man, the original Spider-Man, one of the PS2 era Spider-Man games when they first had the swinging through the city mechanic. That's what this reminds me of. I love Spider-Man, so I haven't played any of them since then, to be fair, so don't know if I love it that much. I just love the mechanics and just getting to swing around and fly through the city like that. But being somewhat limited in your flying, so you're not like straight up Supermaning your way through a city. Looking at you, Saints Row 4. Yeah! What the? Believe it or not, I think I got the collector's edition of the first Assassin's Creed when it first came out. I had a little standee and everything. Like, generally, I don't spend the extra money in the collector's editions of anything. But every once in a while, like I still have the Skyrim coin. Morrowind coin in the booklet, like the Book of Morrowind of Oblivion. That's what it was. Because you got a coin, an Imperial coin. No. And you got a book that just like one thing I wish there was more of in games that wasn't just in collector's edition. Feelies. You know, not just art books, but like lore specific stuff. Like here is a medallion of whatever. Here is a book that talks more about in-game stuff, like in-world stuff. That sort of thing. The thing is, people like figurines, and it's hard to misunderstand that. For me, I mean. But I've got quite a few limited edition games. Things with figures, plushies, and soundtracks. Ooh, soundtracks I like in collector's editions. I balked because I was worried I was going to screw up, so I just screwed up. I was like, oh no, what am I going to do? I don't want to screw up here. And I was like, no. Got too big for my britches there. Anyway. I can swing as far and as wide as I want. Slam right into the ground. Uh-oh. Yeah. I missed. No. Oh, I almost had that one. No. Oops, I read the wrong thing. I like those kinds of collector's edition things. I have a ton of video game music on my phone for my soundtracks, and mini soundtracks that come with that first run of the game. Ooh. I approve. The thing I like about some of the collector's editions or digital deluxe editions that you can get from in Steam games is getting soundtracks of the games, which I played on my show before. Rare is the game that I love the soundtrack but hate the game. Can't even think of one off the top of my head right now. I used to get anime CDs that way. My local game store, they had they sold. I don't know if they still do. They sold music CDs for various anime shows, like the soundtracks. Mind you, some of them they sourced. I don't think they were quite aware where their sources were actually bootlegs, because it was in Japanese, and it wasn't until I got home. Like, there's a couple of CDs I have, sadly, that are Japanese bootlegs that they sold overseas. And if you didn't know the it's even in the, like, it would have a CD number, like a license number or whatever, but that license number doesn't relate to anything, or relates to a, no, this is a unofficial soundtrack of whatever, you know. One of my favorite soundtracks, actually, is Ogre Battle, March of the Black Queen. And the best cover of that I've ever heard was done by, it was the album's called Ogre Battle The Grand Repeat. It was this orchestral cover. But they did these grand covers. They were just amazing. Like, they rearranged it for orchestra, and then remixed it a little bit more to get this. It's rearranged. It's not remix. I'm getting that wrong. But I love that. Love it so much. Problem is I don't have the CD, so I feel the legality of playing it on my show. I'm a little about. I've heard of it. I can find it on YouTube, but I'd have to get a back edition of it from someone who's collected it, because they don't sell it anymore. I want Dragon Quest XI's soundtrack. Yeah, that one's good. I've never been a huge fan of this. Well, I've never been a super fan of the Dragon Quest soundtrack. Oddly, I love the orchestralness of it, but I've never been in love with it. I'd take it on a date, but I wouldn't want to take it home, you know? It's a weird analogy, but whatever. Playing the game now? Oh, well, there you go. So you truly appreciate the grind? Oh, dang it. Favorite Dragon Quest game? Dragon Quest 3. It's one of the games where your choices mattered. It actually affected the ending and stuff. I think it's the first one where you got to have jobs. I think it was until 3 where you could have different people with different classes, like merchant or bunny. No, I don't. I mean like Playboy Bunny, because Dragon Quest. Akira Toriyama. Too late. I actually played Dragon Quest Builders not that long ago as well. Last year I played a bit of it. My significant other was way more into it than I was. That was a neat Minecraft-y take on it. Nope. Ah. No. There we go. I feel like this should be reskinned and sold as Spider-Man trying to get his love interests. I can see it working. Oh no. Mary Jane, Gwen Stacy, I think it is. There's at least another one. I can never remember her name. The very first one, dude racing to get to Uncle Ben, but you can never get there in time. Too soon? You even have a chibi Spider-Man. Ah! Oh, I thought I had that. No. Have it reskin as Hello Kitty? No. Anyone else remember Samurai Pizza Cats? Just me? Suddenly remembered about them. Now there's an exercise in localization gone crazy. Like, oh, here's the anime, but we're not going to give you the script, so good luck having it dubbed. They're like, fine. We'll just make up our own script. We'll make up our own story using your animations Power Ranger style. That show was so weird. And on top of that, localizing, because some of the jokes were sight gags that made sense if you knew Japanese culture, but made no, or at least knew what they were talking about. Yeah, it was a totally dumb show, but still fun though. Yeah. Speedy Cerviche, something Guido. Molly. But yeah, there's an exercise in the industry of dubbing. Thing is, it's hard for me to watch the actual, like, now, because, you know, modern day being modern day, fan dubs, or subs, I should say, and then going like, hey, here's what the original show was about. I'm like, being a kid of the 90s, I was very ignorant of certain localizations, even the localizations they did for Sailor Moon, that they changed a lot of lines and stuff to cover up certain things. So, and Samurai Pizza Cats was, you know, just absolutely fabricated from tail to tip, so it's like, it's all completely, it's not completely, it's the same animation, but like the dialogue's different, and It's not edit, and I think they even edited the show just to make sure that the English dubbing dialogue made sense. At certain bits, they were pretty spot on. Like, oh, they have to go training to fight off this evil thing, or this guy's having debate about whether or not he's supposed to be a bad guy or not. Like, yeah, that was in the original as well. Just, you know, that sort of thing. Ah, dang it. No. Stretch. Pop color, man. Just noticed that my preview camera. No. Yes. Right into the floor. I did that too late. No. Would you? Oh no. I was trying to set myself up for getting underneath that pillar. I overcompensated. Nope. There's a very certain way I have to approach that, or I can't make it. I can't get the whole way around. Whoa! Complete miss. Oh. Get over there. Thank you. No. No! I let go too soon. Oh, fudge muffins! No! No! Dang it. Get over there. Thank you. Aw. Right into the peppermint. Was it inverted? There's a game that had this creepy surprise to it where it started off cutesy and then it got creepier as you played it. I think it was called Inverted. Pretty sure. I keep expecting the game to do that, to suddenly get super creepy on me. I'm glad it doesn't, don't get me wrong. I like it the way it is. It's just I'm so used to games faking me out. When they're indie titles anyway. Look at you, Doki Doki. Even though you have Best Girl, still. No. Ow. That's the thing with this game, a lot of repetitive movement on the one finger, so it's kind of hard to... Ergonomically, you have to be careful. Switching off to my right hand, hoping to... I don't know. I was playing this game, I've been playing this game mainly with my left hand. Yeah, just to challenge myself. You know, that's just easier for me to get at the mouse that way. Ugh. Get this right. Let's do this. We got this. We got this. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. We got this level by its lucky stars. Everything is fine. All things are fine. Everything's fine. Oh. There we go. Just gotta get that out of my system. There we go. I didn't mean to do that. There we go. You know, one series I didn't think I'd ever like that much? Really? Oh, really? Fist of the North Star. You want to talk about violence in anime? Holy hell. People explode in that show. I actually liked it. I mean, basically you have Bruce Lee in a post-apoc universe. And he can blow people up by touching them. What's not to like? Though, it's again one of those series that had one too many seasons, so it just went on for way too long. Like, oh my god, you beat the big bad, you did the big thing, it's over, friggin' let the show end. Well, even now, there's yet another spin-off that's set in like the 30s or something. Like, no post-apoc, it's just, you know, gangster type thing. So, okay. That's right. We got Fist of the North Star and friggin' Criminal Syndicate stuff. Why'd I let go? I was getting ready for the next jump, and I just kind of let go suddenly. I was like, wait, what? Why did I do that? There we go. Let's try that again. I think my finger just cramped up. Well, that's... wow. That's the thing I run into in console games. I'll do the same thing too. When I played a lot of Rocket League for a while, and I was playing it pretty competitively. I was trying to get up the ranks, and I played it so much that I actually started getting calluses on my thumbs. That old game, whoops, the gamer thumb injury, as it were. Well, not injury, but like the wear and tear of playing the game so much. I'm gonna have that on my freaking index finger here. This game, goodness. Wear gloves. Shouldn't have made that. No. Trying to see how big a swing I could do. Ah. Oh, whoops, that was too high. Oh, too low. Ah! Dang it. Ow, itch. Ah. Let's do this. We got this, we got this. Everything's fine, everything's fine. We're all okay. It's an easy thing. We can just get through this, have fun, eat some chocolate, eat some coffee, eat some ice, eat some Raisin Bran, eat some chili powder. Everything's fine. Eat all those things and there'll be no problems whatsoever. Everything will be okay. Because we can thank our lucky stars that we're getting through something that eats our soul. Eats... ah! No, please! Damn it. Oh! Reskin of this? Stretch Armstrong. Yeah. No? There's a cartoon of that darn toy. Never watched it, just knew it was a thing. Man, that was a silly toy. He said, talking of silly toys, but you know. Yeah. Like, what's the thing? What was the cool thing? You could stretch it out. And that's it. It's a piece of rubber It looked like a dude with a really bad grin. Like someone had kicked him right there, and then he just kind of was stuck in that grimace forever. Oh. You're giving that one to me? No. Yeah, I got one thing that most people playing Get Over It didn't have to deal with. A narrator. I know. Oh. Just kind of zoned out there. Sorry. Gods dang it. Get over there. No. Oh. I find it funny they have that go sign at the beginning that's like go, and there's like an exclamation point. It almost makes you feel like there's gonna be something that should be chasing you, but no, it's just reminding the player that's the direction you're going. Don't get mixed up. Go right, silly. Although there were some British games I recall that purposely went from right to left, just to mess with you. Didn't really catch on though, because everyone was really used to going left to right in their games. For whatever reason. That, something to do maybe with how I read things, but I don't know. Even Japanese games do that, and they read right to left. Well, generally anyway. I can't even think of too many games where you go right to left, honestly. For the majority of the game, anyway. Just for my own sanity. Do a different level for a little bit, just so I don't get into a bad groove. Also get my finger from getting into because I realized I was getting into a bad habit over and over and over again. So like, you know what? At some point you just have to do a different level. Nope, damn. Nope. No, oh. Peppermint. Yeah. My arch nemesis. Oh. Itchy hand. Ah, why? No. Ah! No! I want to see the last level. Why not? Oh, that one's a little harder. Ooh, that's tricky. That is tricky. Super tricky. This is kind of fun. No. There's a... Makers of this game should have added in swinging left then right arms, so it's like monkey bars climbing across the level. Just a bit more animation of the character. Yeah, it's weird that the cat only uses her left arm. Ah, no. Maybe that's why they didn't do that. They didn't want to make her look like a monkey. I think it doesn't look like cats don't exactly have extendable arms, so. No, dang it. What am I doing? I don't know. I got past that pretty easy the first time. Oh, dang it. Ow, itchy head. Everything wants to itch now. No, dang it. Oh. Cats also don't have extendable shirts. Well, they can. You just have to buy it from a special pet store, that's all. No. Besides, a lot of work went into making sure that tail flutters in the wind as it swings. As the pendulum swings. Aw, dang it. That was an easy one. I shouldn't have goofed that. 1 and 2 and 3. 1. Nope. Seriously, buddy? You could itch all day. Just not right now. Like, oh, did you know there's a little bit of something on your face? Like, yeah, I'm aware, buddy. It can wait. It's not killing me. Nah, but you really should get rid of it right now, though. Like, right now. I know you're doing something, but, you know, could you do this first, though? No. No, I can't. I mean, I can. I still want to. Yeah, I had the timing wrong. Wasn't sure how to fix it. Nah, I goofed that. Ah. One actor I used to watch a ton of, beat Takashi. Love that guy. Don't see enough of him. There's a lot of writing, I hear. He didn't do much anymore, though. Much movie stuff. That's how I recall. No, dang it, I had to round that corner. Ah! Worst thing is when I get a click and I actually double click, so I end up clicking while I'm standing here. Like, oh no. Hey, I touched it. I touched it. Should count. Lift up your little feet. Curl up in a ball. Ah. No, damn it. Hand, come on. Let's do this. Come on, hand. Let's do this. We almost got this. Well, yes, I am talking to my hand. What about it? It's perfectly normal. Everyone does that, right? Oh, my dreaded enemy, Pillar of Doom. Come on, hand. Let's do this. Ah. I like doing those harder levels every once in a while, because then it makes these hard levels that I'm already doing seem a lot less difficult all of a sudden. Like, in comparison, this isn't so bad. I can make a lot of progress really quickly. No, dang. Nope. What the? Oops. Should've just swung for it, my bad. Wee! Hugs! Hugs and kisses! I said hugs and kisses! Yay! No. What? Okay. Hand, come on. Yeah. Ow, why? Oh, dang it. Okay, I forgot how to jump over that. There we go. Right into it. Do this. Wee! Rice balls that have candies in them, and cherries, and love, and world peace. They're awesome. They have all the awesome things in the world. And at the end, you get kisses. I mean, what's not to like, huh? It's because I was calling you Mochi last time. Is that why you're not doing well? Is that why? Notice my mouse had a loading icon on it, and my eyes were like, "Wait, what? What's loading?" Nothing should be loading right now. Aside from my soul into my body, mwahaha, and so forth. Ah. I could tell I did it too early, so I was trying to fix it. No, dang it. Okay. Let's do this. No. Of course I make it now. God damn it. That doesn't count. Damn it. The minute I miss it. One more try and that's it. One more. Oh my goodness. That hurt so much. No. Alright. That's enough. Damn it. That'll be it for now. Oh, that sucks. I've made that level. I got to that level twice now, and I still haven't gotten that last one. Anyway, that's it for now. That will be... Uh-oh. Whoa, computer. Computer 10. Cool your jets. Cool it. It's fine. Yes, no. What is the plan? Plan? The plan is... we'll be trying this again tomorrow. At the same time. As usual. Everything should be well. And yeah. We're going to see if we can actually beat this game. We can beat the levels. But for now, we're going to see who else is on right now. Let's see. Let's go to... the one I'm following is on right now. So let's go to tavern.tv to see who among the Tavernites are on right now. There's me and Lady Radar, apparently.
Is it Cocoa Krispies that you don't like?
Whoops. There we go. Lady Radar. We're going to check out Lady Radar. Don't know. Never watched this person before. We're going to say hello to her. And... for all of you who've been watching, I'll take this opportunity to thank you very much for touring with me here in the Electric Metropolis video game tour. Special thanks to Bug and Jim, to those in the VODs who watch these, those in the YouTubers that watch this, and anyone, anywhere who appreciates good music and good games. If you enjoyed this, be sure to hit the follow or subscribe button. Views always help. You would be surprised. But yes, we shall begin our raid of this person, if we can spell raid properly. R-A-I-D. There we go. So that'll be all for now. Hope to see you all again tomorrow as we try to beat this game. Alright, you have a good one. Bye.